who's a true humanitarian. Look at the state of the place and the economy. It's time we put somebody in who really loves. Michaela's policies bring opportunity and equality. Big change, patriotic front, we bring change. Michaela bringing change, time for the rearrange. Big change, patriotic front, we bring change. Michaela bringing change, time for the rearrange.
Big change for all are we, big change for you and me. No more failed promises. We don't want a small change no more. New generation leader, Michaela Pandey, truly patriotic. She deal with equal rights and justice. She's for the people, yeah. True leader for the people, yeah.
Big change, patriotic front, we bring change. Michaela bringing change, time for the rearrange. Big change, patriotic front, we bring change. Michaela bringing change, time for the rearrange. Patriots front.
Check 1 2.
Good evening, everyone. We're asking that you all can.
Patriots front. Put up your hand if you are patriot. Michaela's a real patriot. Very determined, focused, never complacent.
Good evening, everyone. We're asking that you can come sit underneath the tent.
Check. 1 1 2 1 2. Oh, Justin. Blocking. Just hear me, Justin. Tell us. How you looking? Blocking or? Check 1 1 1 2 1. Check 1.
Big change, patriotic front, we bring change. Michaela bring it.
Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2 1 2 1 2 3.
Support a leader who's a true humanitarian. Look at the state of the place and the economy. It's time we put somebody in who really loves this country. Michaela Pandey, passionate and loyal. Honest when she speaks, full of values and morals. So tell them other parties we don't want apologies. Michaela's policies bring opportunity and equality. Big change, patriotic front, we bring change. Michaela bringing change, time for the rearrange. Big change, patriotic front, we bring change. Michaela bringing Patriots front, put up your hand if you are patriot. Patriots front, put up your hand if you are patriot. Vote Michaela. One country, one people, one future, our culture. The time is now. The time is now. Big change, patriotic front, we bring change. Michaela bringing change, time for the rearrange. Big change, patriotic front, we bring change. Michaela bringing change, time for the rearrange. Dip your finger if you want to make a change and support a leader who's a true humanitarian. Look at the state of the place and the economy. It's time we put somebody in who really loves this country. Michaela Pandey, passionate and loyal. Honest when she speaks, full of values and morals. So tell them other parties we don't want apologies. Michaela's policies bring opportunity and equality. Big change, patriotic front, we bring change. Michaela bringing change, time for the rearrange. Big change, patriotic front, we bring change. Michaela bringing change, time for the rearrange.
Big change for all are we, big change for you and me. No more failed promises. We don't want no small change no more. New generation leader, Michaela Pandey, truly patriotic. She deal with equal rights and justice. She's for the people, yeah. True leader for the people, yeah.
Big change, big change. Patriotic front, we bring change. Michaela bringing change. Time for the rearrange. Big change, big change. Patriotic front, we bring change. Michaela bringing change. Time for the rearrange. Patriots front, put up your hand if you are patriot. Michaela's a real patriot. Very determined, focused, never complacent. Vote Michaela. Patriots front, put up your hand if you are patriot. Michaela's a real patriot. Very determined, focused, never complacent. Michaela Pandey. One country, one people, one future, our culture. The time is now. The time is now. Big change, patriotic front, we bring change. Patriotic front, we bring change. Patriots front, put up your hand if you are patriot. Patriots front, put up your hand if you are patriot. Vote Michaela. One country, one. Patriots front, put up your hand if you are patriot. Patriots front, put up your hand if you are patriot. Vote Michaela. One country, one people, one future, our culture. The time is now. The time is now. Big change, Patriotic front, we bring change. Michaela bringing change. Time for the rearrange. Big change, big change. Patriotic front, we bring change. Michaela bringing change. Time for the rearrange. Dip your finger if you want to make a change and support a leader who's a true humanitarian. Look at the state of the place and the economy. It's time we put somebody in who really loves this country. Michaela Pandey, passionate and loyal. Honest when she speaks, full of values and morals. So tell them other parties we don't want apologies. Michaela's policies bring opportunity and equality. Big change, big change. Patriotic front, we bring change. Michaela bringing change. Time for the rearrange. Big change, big change. Patriotic front, we bring change. Michaela bringing change. Time for the rearrange.
Big change for all are we. Big change for you and me. No more failed promises. We don't want a small change no more. New generation leader, Michaela Pandey, truly patriotic. She deal with equal rights and justice. She's for the people, yeah. True leader for the people, yeah.
Big change, big change. Patriotic front, we bring change. Michaela bringing change. Time for the rearrange. Big change, big change. Patriotic front, we bring change. Michaela bringing change. Time for the rearrange. Patriots front, put up your hand if you are patriot. Michaela's a real patriot. Very determined, focused, never complacent. Vote Michaela. Patriots front, put up your hand if you are patriot. Michaela's a real patriot. Very determined, focused, never complacent. Michaela Pandey. One country, one people, one future, our culture. The time is now. The time is now. Big change, patriotic front, we bring change. Patriotic front, we bring change. Patriots front, put up your hand if you are patriot. Patriots front, put up your hand if you are patriot. Vote Michaela. One country, one people, one future, our culture. The time is now. The time is now. Big change, big change. Patriotic front, we bring change. Michaela bringing change. Time for the rearrange. Big change, big change. Patriotic front, we bring change. Michaela bringing change. Time for the rearrange. Dip your finger if you want to make a change and support a leader who's a true humanitarian. Look at the state of the place and the economy. It's time we put somebody in who really loves this country. Michaela Pandey, passionate and loyal. Honest when she speaks, full of values and morals. So tell them other parties we don't want apologies. Michaela's policies bring opportunity and equality. Big change, big change. Patriotic front, we bring change. Michaela bringing change. Time for the rearrange. Big change, big change. Patriotic front, we bring change. Michaela bringing change. Time for the rearrange.
Big change for all are we. Big change for you and me. No more failed promises. We don't want a small change no more. New generation leader, Michaela Pandey, truly patriotic. She deal with equal rights and justice. She's for the people, yeah. True leader for the people, yeah.
Big change, big change. Patriotic front, we bring change. Michaela bringing change. Time for the rearrange. Big change, big change. Patriotic front, we bring change.
Check.
Michaela bringing change. Time for the rearrange. Patriots front, put up your hand if you are patriot. Michaela's a real patriot. Very determined, focused, never complacent. Vote Michaela. Patriots front, put up your hand if you are patriot. Michaela's a real patriot. Very determined, focused, never complacent. Michaela Pandey. One country, one people, one future. The time is now. The time is now. Big change, patriotic front, we bring change. Patriotic front, we bring change. Patriots, front, put up your hand if you are patriot. Patriots, front, put up your hand if you are patriot. Vote Michaela. One country, one people, one future, our culture. The time is now. The time is now. Big change, big change. Patriotic front, we bring change. Michaela bringing change. Time for the rearrange. Big change, big change. Patriotic front, we bring change. Michaela bringing change. Time for the rearrange. Dip your finger if you want to make a change and support a leader who's a true humanitarian. Look at the state of the place and the economy. It's time we put somebody in who really loves this country. Michaela Pandey, passionate and loyal. Honest when she speaks, full of values and morals. So tell them other parties we don't want apologies. Michaela's policies bring opportunity and equality. Big change, big change. Patriotic front, we bring change. Michaela bringing change. Time for the rearrange. Big change, big change. Patriotic front, we bring change. Michaela bringing change. Time for the rearrange.
Big change for all are we. Big change for you and me. No more failed promises. We don't want a small change no more. New generation leader, Michaela Pandey, truly patriotic. She deal with equal rights and justice. She's for the people, yeah. True leader for the people, yeah.
Big change, big change. Patriotic front, we bring change. Michaela bringing change. Time for the rearrange. Big change, big change. Patriotic front, we bring change. Michaela bringing change. Time for the rearrange. Patriots, front, put up your hand if you are patriot. Michaela's a real patriot. Very determined, focused, never complacent. Vote Michaela. Patriots, front, put up your hand if you are patriot. Michaela's a real patriot. Very determined, focused, never complacent.
Hi, good night. Welcome all. I want to invite all the supporters who are around. You all can come in under the tent and have a seat, please. We are about to begin. Thank you.
Patriots, front, put up your hand if you are patriot. Patriots, front, put up your hand if you are patriot. Vote Michaela. One country, one people, one future, our culture. The time is now. The time is now. Big change, big change. Patriotic front, we bring change. Michaela bringing change. Time for the rearrange. Big change, big change. Patriotic front, we bring change. Michaela bringing change. Time for the rearrange. Dip your finger if you want to make a change and support a leader who's a true humanitarian. Look at the state of the place and the economy. It's time we put somebody in who really loves this country. Michaela Pandey, passionate and loyal. Honest when she speaks, full of values and morals. So tell them other parties we don't want apologies. Michaela's policies bring opportunity and equality. Big change, big change. Patriotic front, we bring change. Michaela bringing change. Time for the rearrange. Big change, big change. Patriotic front, we bring change. Michaela bringing change. Time for the rearrange.
Big change for all are we. Big change for you and me. No more failed promises. We don't want a small change no more. New generation leader, Michaela Pandey, truly patriotic. She deal with equal rights and justice. She's for the people, yeah. True leader for the people, yeah.
Big change, big change. Patriotic front, we bring change. Michaela bringing change. Time for the rearrange. Big change, big change. Patriotic front, we bring change. Michaela bringing change. Time for the rearrange. Patriots, front, put up your hand if you are patriot. Michaela's a real patriot. Very determined, focused, never complacent. Vote Michaela. Patriots, front, put up your hand if you are patriot. Michaela's a real patriot, very determined, focused, never complacent. Michaela Pandey. One country, one people, one future, our culture. The time is now, the time is now. Big change, patriotic friend, we bring change. Patriotic friend, we bring change. Patriots, front, put up your hand if you are patriot. Patriots, front, put up your hand if you are patriot. Vote Michaela. One country, one people, one future, our culture. The time is now, the time is now. Big change, patriotic front, we bring change. Michaela bringing change, time for the rearrange. Big change, patriotic front, we bring change. Michaela bringing change, time for the rearrange. Dip your finger if you want to make a change and support a leader who's a true humanitarian. Look at the state of the place and the economy. It's time we vote somebody in who really loves this country. Michaela Pandey, passionate and loyal, honest when she speaks, full of values and morals. So tell them other parties we don't want apologies. Michaela's policies bring opportunity and equality. Big change, patriotic front, we bring change. Michaela bringing change, time for the rearrange. Big change, patriotic front, we bring change. Michaela bringing change, time for the rearrange.
Big change for all are we. Big change for you and me. No more failed promises. We don't want a small change no more. New generation leader, Michaela Pandey, truly patriotic. She deal with equal rights and justice. She's for the people. True leader for the people. Yeah.
Big change, patriotic front, we bring change. Michaela bringing change.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Janella Henry, and I'll be taking us throughout this evening's proceedings. I would like to welcome you to stand as we say our opening prayer, led by Mr. Bevon McCree.
Good evening, everyone. Almighty God, we thank you. We thank you, God, that you have brought us here. We thank you for having a voice, being able to stand and have meaningful conversations, meaningful discussion, God. Even as we address the concerns of our country and the direction in which it's going, God. Father, we ask that your divine favor and protection be upon each and every individual that is standing here. Father, we continue to lift up, oh God, the patriotic.
Please remain standing as the national anthem is being played. Please have a seat. Good evening, brothers and sisters. We are gathered here today, and we stand here not just as citizens, but as witnesses to a betrayal that cuts bone deep. We gave our leaders the opportunity to serve us, to lift us, and in return, they have given us nothing but disrespect, broken promises, and empty speeches. They have forgotten who put them there. They have forgotten who they work for. When we look around and we listen, it's like we're living in our own little version of the Hunger Games. A system built to divide us, distract us, and drain us, while the ones in power feast and thrive off of our silence. They dangle just enough to keep us surviving. Hint, hint, 4%. But never enough to let us live freely. They expect us to clap for scraps, to be grateful for the very oppression that they have orchestrated. And worst of all, they expect our loyalty every 5 years. Like we've been brainwashed. They rely on us not having that self-love and that self-respect needed to choose better for ourselves and our families. But hear me today when I say, this is not a game. This is our lives. We will no longer be their pawns. We will no longer play their games. We will no longer bow our heads in blind loyalty. We are done with surviving. It's time for us to live. This is the moment we take back our power. We take back our country. This is the moment we remind them that it was never theirs to begin with. The power belongs to us, the people, who build, who struggle, who dream, who fight. We didn't come here today to ask for a measly seat at their table. We came to flip the whole table. The table actually belongs to us. So if you are ready to end the games they play with our lives, if you are ready to rise, to resist, and to reclaim what is ours, then let us make them hear us so loud they'll never again dare to forget who holds the real power. A famous anthropologist once said, "Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it is the only thing that ever has." It takes only one to be a catalyst for change, to be that beacon of change, hope, and light, to emancipate us from these games. The Patriotic Front stands firmly here tonight to say to you and all of Trinidad and Tobago, we volunteer as tribute. Welcome to our movement. So tonight, we welcome a true servant of the people. For many decades, he has been on the ground working side by side with the community, building a reputation for action, progress, and real results. Now, he's ready to take that commitment a step further, bringing the resources, development, and leadership that Tabaquite deserves. Get ready to meet a man who gets things done, the man who is passionate about change. Let's make some noise and give a powerful welcome to the Patriotic Front candidate for Tabaquite, Mr. Amzad Mohammed.
Thank you very much. Good evening, everybody. Seeing that I am the first speaker, I want to take the opportunity to ask all of our candidates who are present here to stand, and let's give them a good, hearty round of applause. Thank you so much. Tonight, I have been asked to speak on the topic social issues affecting young people, both in Tabaquite and in Trinidad and Tobago. The young people of Tabaquite, and by extension, Trinidad and Tobago, faces several challenges that impact their development and their well-being. These include, number one, and the most important, lack of parental guidance. It includes crime, violence, lack of education, massive poverty, lack of job opportunities, lack of motivation, and very seriously, negative influence. To address these challenges, it's essential to invest. Why do we need to invest in our youths? We need to invest in our youth because they are the owners of tomorrow. We are here today, we are the older ones, but they will come tomorrow. And if we do not invest in them today, then we may not have a tomorrow. But to identify the problems is easy as 1, 2, 3. Before anyone can find a solution to a problem, they must first understand the source of the problem. People, whether young or older, do not simply appear out of thin air. It is not magic. We are born as babies. We are born innocent, having only survival skills and instincts. When we are hungry, what do? You have forgotten where you have come from. When we are hungry, we cry. When we are uncomfortable, we fuss. And when we are happy, we smile and we laugh. Beyond that, as a baby, we know nothing. We know nothing good and we know nothing bad. But then, we begin our journey of growth and learning in an environment that we did not choose. It is this environment, ladies and gentlemen, that we did not choose that is largely responsible for the shaping of who we would eventually become. If this environment is healthy and wholesome, it will generate that which is wholesome and healthy. But if this environment that we did not choose is unhealthy and it is unwholesome, then also it will equally produce the same. Having been involved in community service and work and development for more than 35 years, I understand to some degree and to some extent both the cause and the cure of our nation's challenges when it comes to human development. For example, how many of you have land, you own land? Not where you live, but a piece of property that you might have bought for agriculture and you have it there. Could I see your hands? That's why we need to change this government. None of you have land? That's why you need to vote for change. You need to have land. Because without land, you can't do anything. I was taught a long time ago that God is making people every single day, but He's not making any more land. So whenever you get land, buy it and don't ever sell it, because that is your value for your generations. That's just by the way. But if you have a piece of land and you leave that land to tend itself, it will not yield any fruit-producing plants or trees. No matter how long you leave it on its own, it will not yield any fruit-bearing plants or trees. It will only produce thorns and bush. And the old people call it what? Bandan. It's because you have so many young people here, you don't even know that word. So the old people would say, it bandan. What they really mean to say is, it is abandoned. It is abandoned. This abandonment, however, grows healthy and in abundance. I have full and first-hand knowledge of leaving a piece of property and hoping the next 6 months when I go back that it will be the same. It is never the same. You always have to spray it, cut it, bring a farmer, pay people to do it, because it continues to grow on its own. And when it grows on its own, it doesn't yield what you expect. And when we leave our young people alone to grow alone, it will never yield what you expect. In order to grow a desired crop, you must cultivate it. Parents are cultivators. And there are certain tools that you must use. My parents worked in the estate all of their lives. They had no education. They could not sign their names. But still, they grew 12 children, of which I am proud to be the last. The tool that my father chose to use was called a crook stick. He took a crook stick and straightened me. That's why I'm here today. My eldest son, Aaron, he serves as my operations manager. My youngest son, Adam, serves as my social media manager. Aaron recently said to me, Dad, we made it easy for you. We never gave you any trouble. And I said to him, yes, that is true. But thinking about it in the evening as I went to bed, I said to myself, he thinks that he cultivated himself. But it was the environment that both his mother and myself created for our kids that produced the fruit that we now see and are proud of. And we are very proud of them. I did not use a crook stick for my kids. Our tools must change with technological advancement. So I used a half-inch PVC pipe. How do we influence and get our young people flowing in the right direction? The rod of correction must be applied to the seat of understanding right here. The Bible tells us you must not spare the rod and spoil the child. Now, we might be going on the media, and I want to make it absolutely clear. Don't beat it to kill it. But you who are the older ones, you would know that if you don't discipline your children will discipline you. And that is the reality of what we are facing here today. As I close, the Patriotic Front understands that young people do not conscientiously choose a life of crime. That is what people think. Most of our people think that our young people just decide, you know what, I want a life of crime, and I am going to go into a life of crime. That is not how it works. It is a lack of a viable, generational, socio-economic plan by succeeding governments, coupled with parents being inadequately prepared to raise their children, that results in the chaos that we now possess today. Parents who themselves struggle in a vicious cycle of poverty and lack of opportunity. And what we would like to do in this party continues, and it will continue on until we succeed. What do we want to do? We want to change Trinidad and Tobago. We want to give opportunities to those who lack it. Ladies and gentlemen, this is why we need a humanitarian at the helm of our government. Someone who genuinely loves and cares for people and also possesses the leadership ability to successfully navigate this country. On April 28th, vote for the Patriotic Front and vote for Michaela Pandey. Thank you kindly.
While Mr. Mohammed was, give him a round of applause again. While Mr. Mohammed was up here, he said something that reminded me of a quote. We do not inherit the earth from our ancestors, we borrow it from our children. So if we want a future for our children, we need to act today. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Mohammed. Okay, next, we welcome a passionate public servant with a strong background in politics and development. From his start as a youth officer for the Pointe-a-Pierre area to 16 years of experience in the financial sector, he's dedicated to building a better Trinidad and Tobago. With an MBA in Digital Technology Management, He's driven, knowledgeable, and committed to passion and positive change. He is dedicated. His dedication to the people shows no bounds, both in and outside of the Patriotic Front. Let's give a very warm welcome to the Patriotic Front candidate for Claxton Bay, Thelston Jagu.
Can't run away. Them militant poor people be fool. Them militant poor people be fool. Oh, in some of the land.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Good night, ladies and gentlemen. To the political leader of this movement, Ms. Pikela Pandey, good night. Members of the executive, my fellow candidates, good evening. My name is Thelston Jagu, and I am proud to be the standard bearer for the Patriotic Front in the Claxton Bay constituency for the April 28, 2025 general election. Tonight it gives me great pleasure to contribute to this meeting. But before I do so, I want to recognize a group of truly incredible individuals who every single day sacrifice their time and effort because they truly believe in this cause. I want to thank Justin, Nigel, Bevon, Paul, Cindy, Mr. Jordan, Missy, Devika, Destiny, Amelia, Liana, David, Denise, and so many others. These selfless, dedicated patriots support this cause, and they keep me in check. They ensure we run a strong and effective campaign, and I am sure, because of their efforts, Claxton Bay will be the first seat declared victorious for the Patriotic Front on April 28, 2025. Ladies and gentlemen, this isn't only about elections for me, but this is also deeply personal. My roots run deep in the Claxton Bay constituency and span the entirety of this region. With family in Taruba, Gopal Lands, Union Road, Pleasance Park, Makale, Gorohu Village, Rajkumarville, St. Margaret's, Rig Road. Yes, my family, very big. All the way up to Pran's Gardens. I am familiar with this region. Listen, I cut my hair in Batu Avenue in Marabella. My barber's name is Bertie. And this constituency is where I have spent my life, and I want the best for my community. Being the only one of the three candidates in this election who actually lives in the constituency of Claxton Bay, I know the challenges we face as a community and the lack of representation we have received from those who have been elected to represent us. Listen, when we go to our representatives and ask for a little help, the first excuse they give, which is a justification for their non-performance, is that they are not in government. You all ever got that response? All the time. But maybe if both sides stopped bickering and fighting, they could work together to get things done for the people of this country. Or maybe if they actually did their jobs, which is advocate on their community's behalf, our citizens could get the representation we deserve. Instead of just saying the government not doing anything, you know, your MPs can write letters to the various state agencies. They can raise parliamentary motions. They could burn tires and protest. They could advocate for you. Ask yourselves, when last did your member of parliament raise a motion to highlight any issue in your area? Name a time or state any period of time you saw any member of parliament for Claxton Bay hold a protest for the people of Soledad and Springvale who have not had water for the last 3 months. When did your MP champion your cause over the last 15 years? For me, as a constituent of Claxton Bay, I have never seen a protest. I have never heard my member of parliament raise a parliamentary motion. And I have never heard them have conversations to bring awareness or to find solutions to the problems we face as a community. On my walks a few days ago, I met a constituent, a young woman from Union Village in Claxton Bay, who explained her plight. Behind her home, a small watercourse, no bigger than a box drain, has been steadily eaten away at her home's foundation. The regional corporation, the Kuva Tabaki Talparo Regional Corporation, They only completed part of the project, and they stopped right behind her house. All her efforts to have this matter resolved have failed. And imagine this. Calls to her representative went unanswered and were even eventually blocked. Imagine that. This watercourse is undermining her home's foundation, putting her family at risk, but no one seems to care. The same watercourse on the other side is steadily eating away at the roadway. So another family, another group of people living in that community can barely access their homes with a vehicle. But nobody cares. And these are the very real issues that our constituents endure with no one to champion for their cause. We went to Marabella recently, and I spoke to another constituent who raised the issue of the closure of the ArcelorMittal company in 2016, which saw 600 employees without a job, no benefits to receive. Did you ever hear your government or your opposition champion for that cause? 600 people without a job? But sometimes, we have to make the effort. We have to decide whether or not we are willing to accept that as representation. But during this campaign, my friends, rather than get down on the ground, reach the people, help the people, build communities like our team is trying to do, other political parties hold big rallies with big music trucks, flags, concerts, signs, the whole 9 yards. But my fellow citizens, don't you think that that money could be used, those millions of dollars could be used to help people who don't have food, who can't pay their bills, or send their children to school? But you see, those other political parties, fooling people for them is more important than really helping people. My friends, while our campaign may not have the finances, the financiers, or the special interest funding of the other campaigns, we have a beautiful grassroots movement where every one of us in this campaign is here selflessly to create a better Trinidad and Tobago. As a country, on April 28, 2025, we have a decision to make. We can choose a new way, or we can continue as we have been going for the last 15 years. Both the PNM and UNC are not serious about helping communities. For them, their campaigns, from their campaign style, you can tell it's all about showmanship and self-aggrandizement. We need people who will stand in the gap for us, like Michaela Pandey in Couva North, Christopher Alexander in Lavantil East Morva, Danny Jarunanan in Oropuch East, Arita Clark in Tobago West, and our 37 warriors who will be victorious on April 28, 2025. Ladies and gentlemen, this election is not about the PNM or the UNC. This is an election about doing things better, or things just remaining the same. This is a decision of living in the past or moving into the future with a new generation of leaders who will lead with compassion, humility, and genuine care for their fellow men. To the young people, you are in the majority. This election is yours to decide, and you have the power to decide who you want to lead your country, and we ask that you join us in this campaign. Because as a political party, we intend to make the best decisions every single day with pragmatism and with integrity. Ladies and gentlemen, here are some of the plans that we have. We will immediately initiate a comprehensive review of all incomplete infrastructure projects like the water course in Union Village, Claxton Bay, and allocate emergency funding from reprioritized government spending to complete them. We will invest in modern water management systems to ensure consistent and reliable water supplies are provided to all communities, including Soledad and Springvale. We will promote policies that encourage small business growth within the region to create local jobs. We will hold regular town hall meetings, create online platforms to ensure constant communication between MP and constituents. We pledge that our MPs will regularly bring forth motions in Parliament that reflects the needs of the people they serve. And for the young people, we will prioritize opportunities for young, skilled technocrats and leaders to fill positions where they can contribute to their fullest potential. And we're not in this thing about rewarding party hacks and cronies. We are about ensuring that every person, every young person who deserves an opportunity is given that opportunity. We will create vocational training programs that will equip young people with the skills that are needed for the modern workforce. Brothers and sisters, we will lead with integrity, hope, and optimism. In this election, your vote is yours. No one can take it away from you. No one can tell you who to vote for. You decide. Don't let fearmongers and conspiracy theorists convince you of otherwise. You vote for a political party who can champion for you, who will advocate for you. And if this is what you want, a party and a group of people who are concerned with your well-being, who want better, more, and a more united Trinidad and Tobago, where opportunities exist for the most deserving, where new ideas and young leaders pave the way, then on April 28, 2025, vote for the Patriotic Front and put your vote by the heart. Vote for real leaders, vote for real change, and only then, on April 28, 2025, as a country, can we finally begin the progress we all deserve. Thank you.
Everyone. Hear the man a clap now? Okay, so our next candidate is a true symbol of service. From humble beginnings, his journey has been defined by strength, resilience, and faith. As one of the youngest preachers in his church, and a former member of the Trinidad and Tobago Regiment, he has devoted his life to empowering communities through his talents in graphic design, video editing, and social media. Today, as a proud member of the Patriotic Front, he is ready to champion the people of San Fernando East, guided by the principles of equity, opportunity, and justice. Let's give a strong and hearty welcome to the San Fernando East candidate for the Patriotic Front, Fernando.
Get a youth. Don't know why you tell the story. They wanna eyes to see the dark.
Pleasant good night, San Fernando. Now you all could do better than that. Not tonight. Pleasant good night, San Fernando. Nice, that's what I'm talking about. I want that energy. Because when we win, we need that energy. My name is Kenrick Surrett, the candidate representing San Fernando East for the Patriotic Front. Tonight is a night of celebration. Tonight represents our party and the coming together of positive energy for the greater good of our nation. What could be better than that? Tonight, we reminded the nation to vote with the integrity of your heart. This is the people's voice being heard. I am reaching out to Current Hills, Torradale, Monrepo, Navret, Union Hall, St. Joseph Village, Vista Bella, Coquet, Pleasantville, St. Madeleine. I reach out by extension to Trinidad and Tobago. I come with the weight of every family who feels forgotten, every youth who feels locked out, every elder waiting for what they worked for their whole life and still can't get it. And if you feel the pain, if you're living under pressure, I am talking to you. Because this country needs fixing. You all agree? Yes. And the fix is not coming from the people who only saw face in election time. It's coming from the people who've been here on the ground, who live the struggle, and who's ready to fight for difference. Let's talk about crime. Every day, when we look at the headlines, we see guns, we see bodies, we see bloodshed. Mothers crying behind police tape. The system want to talk about gangs, which exist. But they don't want to talk about the poverty, the neglect, the unemployment, the despair that creates gangs in the first place. Crime is not just a police issue. It is a social wound, a byfactor and a byproduct of years of abandonment. When the school's not working, when the clinics can't help, when there's no work and no one to talk to, what do you expect the youth to do? That's why, under the Patriotic Front, we are not just talking about law and order. We are talking about prevention, detection, prosecution, and rehabilitation. Yes, we need to take back our streets, but we need to take back our youths too. We're bringing after-school programs, youth mentorship, and conflict resolution, from not just from the streets, but in the homes as well. In the schools also. Because if we want to stop crime, you have to fight hopelessness. Let's talk about the cost of living. Right now, Trinidad and Tobago working full-time to stop and still can't pay proper groceries. We can't buy proper groceries. Formula for a baby costs more than some people's rent. And the same government talking about economic stability. That's not matching. Let me tell you what stability looks like. Minimum wage to match reality. Fuel and electricity subsidies for people of our country. Support for small farmers so we could eat local and cut costs on food. We can't build a strong country on hungry bellies. And we refuse to let our people suffer while ministers live high life off public money. Let's talk about corruption. We seem to be fond of that in this country for some strange reason. Corruption is not just a buzzword. It is a robbery with a tie. Every crooked deal is a hospital not finished. Every inflated contract is a child going to school barefoot or without food. Every minister who thiefing is a pensioner without medication. We will not tolerate it. We are planning to bring back transparent procurement laws, real-time public contracting tracking, whistleblowers protection, because now you cannot say what you need to say because you could be eliminated. I do apologize for sweating profusely, but when you're so intense, it has to come out. And yes, jail time for government bandits. Accountability is not revenge, it's justice. Let's talk about public service. You can't tell people to wash their hands and drink plenty water when the water cut 3 times or 3 days a week. You can't tell them to get regular checkups when the clinics, thank you very much, have no medication. Under the Patriotic Front, healthcare will be upgraded. More doctors and nurses will be hired locally. Correct. I apologize. Roads will be fixed. Transport will serve the people, not frustrate them. Because dignity is not a luxury, it's a right. Young people, I am a heavily advocate for them. Every corner, every street has a young man or a young woman with talent, with ideas, with ambition. But the system, yes, I said it, the system gatekeeping opportunities like it belongs to them. Let me say it clear. Our youths are not lazy. They are locked out. And we are here to unlock the gates. We will establish a San Fernando East and a San Fernando West Youth Council. Now, usually, political parties have their own youth councils, correct? Why should it just be politically affiliated? Why can't it not be constituency affiliated? To give young people a seat at the table, you will have the opportunity to advise on policies, lead initiatives, and be directly involved in shaping the future of our community. Facilitate access to natural youth entrepreneurship funds. Make it more accessible with mentorship and business development tools. Now, when we go to NEDCO or we go to the small business deals, you know they give us a whole entire runaround before we could really get what we need. And by the time you're going back and forth, you need this form, you didn't sign all this, you need to get that stamp. By the time you go back and forth, you're despondent, you're like, forget it. That will stop under the Patriotic Front. Your ideas matter. The Patriotic Front will help them bring them to life. Money for business, not promises. Support the reform, the education curriculum to include coding, financing, and more of the practical trades. That's why I said in schools we have POA and we have POB. Let us try to implement POF, Principle of Finance. I will promote programs that teach young people about governance, community service, and leadership, helping them to see how powerful their voice is and involvement can be in shaping Trinidad and Tobago. Young people are not just the future, they are now. And as your MP, you hear what I said? As your MP for San Fernando East, I will work with you, I will work for you to create an environment where ambition thrives, ideas are supported, and success is within reach. Together, we'll build a stronger and more driven San Fernando. Let me say this with no apology. Miss Michaela Pandey is ready. All right. She has the vision. She has the steel. She has the fight. And she has the fire. And let me tell you something else. She needs a team that matches the fire. And she has 36 other individuals who has that fire. This for myself and my fellow comrades is bigger than a seat in parliament. This is about nation building. Miss Pandey needs real soldiers in the trenches. And I am standing here to tell you, I am proud to be one of them. If you believe in the Patriotic Front, support a party that is ready to govern, not to decorate seats. If you want real leadership, vote for the team she needs to deliver. Vote for Surrett. Vote for PF. Vote for change, not exchange.
Are you there with me? Charge it, bad charge it. My friend, my friend, my friend. Are you there with me? Charge it, bad charge it. Hey, hey.
Kenrick, Surrett, everyone. Okay. So our next candidate, born and raised in Green Acres, Crossing. She is a grade 3 customs professional in the customs brokerage field, a certified chef and baker specializing in gourmet custom cakes. She also serves as an assistant pastor with a deep passion for humanitarian work, singing, performing arts, and motivating others. Actively involved in community service, she works closely with youths, men, and women in need, and has partnered with organizations to assist families in need in St. John, to support the less fortunate, both financially and materially. Please join me in welcoming ever so warmly the candidate for this constituency, San Fernando West, Nika Ramnanan.
See one by one, shine your light them up. Let's kick evil out of town, yeah. See one by one, shine your light them up. Shine your light, I beg you, shine your light, you know. See one by one, shine your light them up.
Good night, everyone. All between me and Olia, I feel like if I was in school, I might copy all my work. But that's okay. Great minds think alike, right? Yes. I would be addressing the same topics, but from a different angle. So good evening, all. To my political leader, Miss Michaela Pandey, for placing your belief in me, my fellow candidates, and beloved constituents of San Fernando West, East, Claxton Bay, and Tabaquite. Thank you for attending our meeting tonight. I stand before you not just as a candidate, but as your sister, your neighbor, and your advocate. For too long, we have waited for politics that serves the people, not itself. And tonight, I say, the wait is over. I am Anika Ramnanan, and I am proud to stand with my party, the Patriotic Front. A movement built not on ego, not on empty promises, but on principles. Our party believes in service. Our belief is that government should be a tool for empowerment, not enrichment. We are here tonight because Trinidad and Tobago is hurting. In our homes, in our pockets, in our schools, on our streets, the heart of our beloved country is bleeding. And while those in office give speeches, take pictures, and pass blame, we are the ones left to suffer. But I want you to know you are not alone, and you are not without power. You deserve a future that works for you. That future begins with bold leadership, clear vision, and unwavering courage. Let us begin where the pain is deepest: crime. Crime and national security. Gunshots have replaced fireworks in our neighborhoods. Mothers live in fear that their sons won't make it home. Small businesses close early because lawlessness has become the new normal. Patriotic Front is here to say to you tonight, crime is not normal, fear is not normal, and the current status quo is not acceptable. We will not solve crime with sound bites or one-size-fits-all tactics. Crime is multifaceted, and our approach must be too. That is why the Patriotic Front is committed to a comprehensive strategy rooted on 4 pillars. 1, prevention. Investing in schools, youth programs, after-school initiatives, and community leadership so our young people have options beyond crime. Implementing deterrence. For example, 24-hour monitoring and security points at the exits and entries of our residential communities. Detection. Equipping our police with modern forensic tools, intelligence systems, and training to solve crimes efficiently and restore public trust. I want to pause for a minute for us to welcome our political leader, Ms. Michaela Pandey. On to the 3rd pillar, prosecution. Strengthening the judicial system, making it efficient. Ensuring cases are processed faster. Evidence is secured and backlog eliminated. No criminal must be allowed to hide behind bureaucracy. 4th pillar, rehabilitation. Because true justice isn't just about punishment. It's about giving people a path back. We'll reform our prison system, improve the infrastructure, support reintegration programs, and stop recycling young men into repeat offenders. And yes, we will take bold action and end gun violence. That means choking the flow of illegal firearms, strengthening border patrols, and targeting the money behind the illegal weapons. On to employment. The key to eliminating crime in our community is the creation of sustainable employment for citizens, for our youths. We are not referring to 10 days, URP, or CPEP as we know it, or stints in the hospital or in forestry division, but jobs that are continuous, where our citizens can get job letters to take to the banks and financial institutions for mortgages. We need to make sure our business community has the necessary support to continue viable business so they can also offer reasonable and sustainable employment as well. This week I met a woman who I would refer to as Anne-Marie. She told me that every day she makes sure that she is inside her home by 11 a.m. All errands must be completed by 11 a.m. daily. Not 11 p.m., brothers and sisters. 11 a.m., as in before half of the day is over, because she feels safer indoors. Is that the Trinidad and Tobago we deserve? No. That's right. Well, the Patriotic Front, with Michaela Pandey as Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, has the will and drive to once more provide environments of peace and love. Cost of living and economic pressure. Right now, the average family in Trinidad and Tobago is under pressure like never before. Prices have skyrocketed, incomes have stagnated, losing value, and citizens have been asked to carry the burden of adjustment while the government continues to fail. This must end. It must end now. Under a Patriotic Front government, we will immediately remove VAT on basic food items and essential baby supplies. No family should struggle to feed their children or buy milk and diapers. We will raise the minimum wage because no one working full-time should live in poverty. We will review and strengthen NIS to ensure retirees who have built this country are not left behind in their golden years. Reinstate fuel and electricity subsidies for low-income households so that essentials remain affordable. Support local farmers with grants, land access, and infrastructure so that local food is affordable and reliable. Because the truth is, food security is national security. Corruption and governance. Now let's talk about what has corroded the very foundation of our nation. Corruption. Corruption is not just about missing money. It's about broken schools, empty pharmacies, dry taps, and crumbling roads. Every dollar stolen is a future denied to someone else. I say enough is enough. We will enact strong anti-corruption legislation with teeth, not talk. Ensure transparency in public contracts. No more backdoor deals. No more ghost projects. And we will hold public officials personally accountable. If you steal from people, you will face the people in court, not behind closed doors. Let the message be clear No one is untouchable under a government that serves its people. Healthcare and public services. Healthcare should never be a luxury. And it breaks my heart to hear of elderly citizens waiting for hours for basic attention. Of parents forced to buy medication from private pharmacies because the public shelves are empty. Our doctors are burnt out and nurses overworked and on contract like project workers. This must change. We will upgrade hospitals and healthcare centers in every region, not just in Port of Spain. We will build a national health database so your records follow you. Your care is consistent. Hire and retain local doctors and nurses, giving them sustainable and secure tenures of employment, so our trained professionals aren't pushed abroad. Ensure a reliable drug supply across public clinics and pharmacies. Now about utilities, works, and transport. Your government should guarantee access to essential public services, and these include clean, consistent water, safe roads, reliable public transportation, and elimination and ending flooding. San Fernando West, we know very well about flooding. In San Fernando West, under the astute leadership of the late great Prime Minister, Mr. Basdio Pandey, during the term of 1995 to 2001, the Sipero River was dredged and cast, and the flooding issues in my area of Green Acres and Coconut Drive basically stopped, until the river was allowed to deteriorate again. We plan to dredge and maintain a clear Sipero River, reducing probability of flooding and eliminating our breeding grounds for mosquitoes. We intend to employ preventative maintenance where we clean and maintain all drains and waterways, ending the flooding woes of the constituent of San Fernando West. These are not favors from the state. They are what you are entitled to, your rights as citizens. And now to the future, to our youth. Every time I speak to a young person, I feel both hope and heartbreak. So much potential, so little opportunity, so many dreams, but so many hurdles. We must invest in your youth, not with platitudes, but with policy. Here is our commitment: to launch a national youth entrepreneurship fund to help young people start and grow businesses. Reform the curriculum to include coding, financial literacy, and trades in technical vocational programs, because success isn't one size fits all. Expand vocational training and eliminate the red tape that blocks access to funding and markets. Provide devices and reliable internet access to every school-age child, because no child should fall behind due to poverty. Establish within the Ministry of Labor a National Labor Bureau to connect young people with real job opportunities and internships that lead to careers. It will be a requirement that employers advise this Bureau of vacancies and job opportunities within these establishments. We intend to provide proper sporting utilities and recreation grounds in our constituencies. This must be made available to our youth to train and hone their talents and skill. We will provide support so that the best development coaches in various sporting disciplines are made available to our youth. Did you know that approximately $175 million had been spent on the renovation of Skinner Park, formerly known as the sporting mecca of San Fernando, just to convert it to an entertainment center? No longer can it host recognized international sporting events or be used to seriously develop the skills of the youths. Can you recall the crowds, the excitement, and environment of joy when we once attended Intercal finals at Skinner Park? I recall those Naps and Benedict's derbies. Any Naps fans? Benedict's fans? Well, unfortunately, the authorities overseeing these renovations only saw Skinner Park as an arena mainly for carnival and other concert-type events. The history is that the cycling track was cast at the wrong gradient, so international cycling events will never take place in Skinner Park as it did years ago. It is alleged that a politician said the recommended specs for the cycling track would pose challenges for the pan bands while moving their instruments. So they paved the cycling track to facilitate this. Can you imagine that? The football field is undersized and cannot facilitate any international games or FIFA-authorized competitions or tournaments. We dare anyone to prove us wrong by hosting either an international cycling competition or FIFA-sanctioned game at Skinner Park. So, fellow constituents, we have a facility that looks beautiful. The dressing rooms are international, but we cannot utilize it in the way we did historically, where we had national teams and professional football teams playing official games and national and international cyclists and cycling competitions. My last point, animal rights. In respect to stray dogs that plague the city of San Fernando, these animals are impounded and housed at the San Fernando dump, where the city corporation incompetently executes caring for them, as they are neglected and neuterized after 7 days of being captured. Animals do not have a voice to say when they are hungry or experiencing pain like humans do, but they deserve to be loved, cared for, and treated with compassion, just as humans. They too deserve justice when maltreated, and people should be held accountable for their inhumane actions towards dogs and, by extension, animals. For that, we aim to enhance awareness of animal welfare throughout San Fernando and source a shelter to better house and care for these animals under the Animal Welfare Act of 2018. So tonight I ask you, are you ready for a government that works for you? Yes. Are you ready to end fear and build safe, strong communities? Yes. Are you ready to say goodbye to corruption and hello to accountability? Yes. Are you ready to make healthcare, education, and opportunity real for every citizen, not just for the privileged few? Yes. Are you ready to give our youths whatever they need to succeed? Yes. Well, if your answer is yes, and it clearly is, then join me. Walk with me. Vote for me, San Fernando West. Let us turn frustration into force, pain into purpose, and hope into real, lasting change. Let us choose patriotism over partisanship, action over excuses, people over politics. I am Enika Ramnanan, proud daughter of San Fernando West, And I am ready to serve, not for fame, not for power, but for you. Some say politics is a man's job, but I say politics is a people's job. And who knows how to fight for families better than a mother, a sister, and a daughter of this soil? If you agree, you can do something today, tomorrow, this week. If you agree, tell your neighbor to tell their friends and their families. San Fernando West, if you agree, vote Enika Ramnanan. Vote Patriotic Front. Vote for real leadership. Vote for a better tomorrow. Let's make the required change. May God bless each and every one of you. And may God bless our beloved country of Trinidad and Tobago.
Let's kick evil out of town, yeah. Say one by one, shine your light them up. Shine your light, I beg you, shine your light, you know. Say one by one, shine your light them up. Let's kick evil out of town, yeah. Say one by one, shine your light them up. Shine your light, I beg you, shine your light, you know. Get ready to recruit again. Evil words may not promote them. Say one by one.
San Fernando West candidate Nika Ramnanan. Okay, so I'd like to now invite one of our candidates to say a few words. He has attended tonight to offer his support for his peers in the South. Join me in welcoming Danny Jadunanan, the Patriotic Front candidate for Oropouche East.
Ms. Michaela Pandey, fellow candidates, brothers and sisters, good night and welcome. We are all gathered here today to let our voice be heard. Enough is enough, and time to restore the trust in this nation. And we are here today to raise our hands and say, change and not exchange. The Patriotic Front is not here to add to your struggles. We are here to serve. Right now, as you all are aware, we are one party boasting about government of efficiency. But in 2015, you, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, vote them out of office for plenty reasons, including corruption. And the other party had led for 10 years, and now they want to form a government of efficiency. The Patriotic Front is built on the pillars of good governance, transparency, accountability, resilience, and reliability. We are here to serve with integrity. Our political leader, Ms. Michaela Pandey, vision for leadership provides the inspiration and the direction to lead this country, Trinidad and Tobago, with integrity. The Patriotic Front is experiencing a lot of bullying that is taking place right now. They continue to bully us because you know why? We ain't thief nothing. We are no police and no EMBD investigating we. We are no corruption allegation. So what they will say is split the vote. PNM funding we. So they had to find something to say. But I urge you today to stand strong with the Patriotic Front. Yes. Vote for real change. Yes. Vote for change and not exchange. Thank you.
Stems.
Thank you, Danny. Okay. You all must be saying I'm taking too long. So let's welcome a passionate advocate for unity, transparency, and national development. She has dedicated her career to empowering citizens and creating real change in Trinidad and Tobago. She is committed to breaking away from tribal politics, championing education reform, and building a future where opportunity is within everyone's reach. Throughout initiatives like the Season of Hope and her strong focus on youth involvement, she continues the proud legacy of service started by her father. Please join me in welcoming a true leader, the political leader of the Patriotic Front and your catalyst of change, Michaela Pandey.
Patriots, friend, put up your hand if you are patriot. Vote Michaela. One country, one people, one future, our culture. The time is now.
Good night, good night, good night, Danny. Danny. They can't keep you down, Dan. I'm so shocked. Good night, everybody. Good evening, people of San Fernando, and I'm all from the environment. I'm shocked. Danny shocked me. Danny wasn't carded to speak, and I'm glad that he spoke up today in particular, and I just want to address this before I start. Danny is currently the candidate for Oropouche East and is suffering an unimaginable amount of bullying directly to him and also to his family. So I'm really glad that he came and he stood up today and told them, beware. And I just said, I'm jealous a little bit. Not of the bullying, but come now, if you're bullying, you ought to be frightened, right? Nobody ever bullied me yet. Good evening, people of San Fernando. Tonight, I want to be careful where I put my pauses, because I see they have people, some TikTokers who could cut and paste and delete. And be careful. Yeah, after I talk in the meeting, I realize say it or don't say it. They say I was supporting the PNM. Oh, God, listen. I will tell you, though, at a very, very, what can be a stressful and tiring time, they are providing me with entertainment. So I thank them for that tonight. Brothers and sisters, aunties, uncles, young people with big dreams, elders with wisdom that guide us, members of the media, fellow candidates. Tonight I come to you not from a stage in Port of Spain, but from right here in the heart of your community. I come as a daughter of this soil, as your servant leader, as a woman who believes this time we have a real chance to change the direction of our nation. Let me tell you why we are here. Our party, the Patriotic Front, emerged as a visionary initiative led by young Trinbagonians to dismantle the entrenched tribal politics that has maintained division within our nation for decades. Our party's symbol, the heart, designed by the Honorable John Humphrey, signifies that we are patriots, united by love for our country, standing at the front to fight for Trinidad and Tobago's future. For too long, our country has suffered under the weight of empty promises and outright lies. Both the government and the opposition have continuously failed to address our nation's most critical issues. Tonight I made an address to the nation, and because we are not being funded by the PNM, it is on social media, not the national television. Ms. Hank, you agree? Tonight I made a national address, and I will say it here again. The shift has begun. The old politics has failed us. Year after year, election after election, we hear the same old tired promises. We hear the same names. We endure the same results. Frustration, struggle, and silence from those who were supposed to serve us. But tonight, you in San Fernando, you know better than anyone, our country cannot afford to wait any longer. Not when families are working twice as hard to afford half as much. Not when our young people are forced to choose between leaving home or living with hopelessness. Not when businesses close and fear walks our streets while opportunity runs away. I am here to tell you it ends now. We, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, are not broken. We have been betrayed, but we will rise from this betrayal. And we will rebuild this nation from the community level up, starting right here in San Fernando. Our plan is not fancy talk. I see La Hoqueta, they clap that. I see Aruka Maloney, I clap that. Our plan is not fancy talk. It is action, and it begins with 3 urgent priorities. Firstly, Operation Safe Zones. We will take back our streets, block by block, community by community. Not just with police patrols, but with full partnerships between law enforcement, social workers, and upstanding members of the community. Because you cannot build an economy on fear. You cannot raise children in neighborhoods where violence rules the night. Operation Safe Zones will restore your right to walk freely, to open your businesses without fear, to send your children to school without worry. Safe communities are strong communities. Secondly, prosperity through possibility. San Fernando is full of potential.